Welcome to this Lubuntu screencast. And in this screencast I want to show you how you can configure your panel and how you can add a second panel and experiment a little bit with a two panel layout in Lubuntu 11.04 or 10.10. And what we want to achieve first is a macOS 10ish or XFCE default configuration like two-panel design, or also perhaps a little bit in modification of the default GNOME 2 look. So the first thing that we want to do is just move this main panel that we have here with our clock and our tray icons and our menu to the top. So we right-click the panel, go to the panel settings, and here you can set the geometry settings of the panel. And one of the first is the position, so we can position the panel to the top, and this is basically what we want to do in this panel. What we now want to do is create a second panel. To create a second panel, we just right click on our first old panel and click on create new panel, and this will create a new panel automatically at the bottom of the page, of the side of the screen basically. And what we can do now is, or what we want to do now is just change the width. So we want a docky-like behavior for this panel with our it should act as an application launcher. So we will set the width, I think, to 30%. This is, I think, good enough. The height we set to 48 because we want to use 48 as our as the icon height. So we set the icon height also to 48 pixels. Then we change the appearance. As you can see, that it is now looks a little bit like two panels on top of each other. So we change this to solid color with opacity, and we'll choose basically the background color of the wallpaper as our basic color, and then we can change the transparency to 130. I think this looks pretty good. Click on OK, and as you can see, it's transparent almost. Now we can add some panel applets, and what we will do is just adding the panel applet for applications. So the application launch bar, click on that. Now we can edit the application launch bar by clicking on edit here, and this will open up this menu where we can simply add our applications here to the left, from the right to the left. So we can choose about an already available application here. So the first icon that I want to have here is File Manager, just like here in the top panel. So we will delete File Manager and Chromium from the top panel here. So let me just in that file panel here, then the file manager here, then the internet browser Chromium. Perhaps I'm also using Sylphid and Pigeon a lot, and I think Office application is always handy. Add every word here, and then of course the fabulous Audacious player, and then least but not last Synaptic for installing application. And yeah, this is basically my favorite applications list. So let me change the appearance a little bit, the color to a little bit blacker, darker, so that you can see the panel. This looks nice, I think. So what we want to change is make it a little bit prettier. As you can see here, that the left icon is pretty near the borderline of the panel. So we want to change this by just adding a panel applet called Spacer, and there we can set the width. First of all, I need it to be the first item here. And I can click on Edit and set the size to be I think 10 pixels, perhaps 12. This looks pretty cool. Then I can close this. And now I can delete I can delete the application launch bar from the panel, so it will delete both icons immediately, so I don't need to delete those icons in the application launch bar settings, as I'm not using the application launch bar again here in the top panel. Click on remove and it's now gone. So what you might need to achieve is also a nice pretty effect that the panel auto hides the application panel here, basically just like in macOS 10 or in XFCE. I think it's the default configuration in XFCE. So right click on this panel, go to panel settings and go to advanced settings, and here you can set minimize panel when not in use. Click on this, and as you can see, the panel is now minimized. If I go to the bottom of the screen here, the panel is back again, and this works only as you can see when I'm going here far left on the bottom of the screen. It does not work, only when I really hit the panel. And I can also set in the panel settings and advanced the size when minimized in pixels. So as you can see, there are 2 pixels besides the one gray area, which is my virtual box running here. There are 2 pixels basically indicating the panel. So I think for a better view on this, I can also change the layout to a Unity or GNOME 3 like layout. So let's change the geometry to left, and now we have the panel on the left. As you can see, now we have those panel items besides each other. This is because the widths and heights are treated differently when you set the panel on the left or right. So we have to change basically swap those basically. We can do so easily by putting here 150, and I think here it were 30%. Let's be the width 48 because the icon height is 48. So let's see. It does not work. Needs to be a little bit. Let me set it to 30% again. So I think this works 60. And we set it to don't minimize, as you can see here. Make it a little bit smaller here. 45% is good. And now what you can do also is a very nice thing. If you close this here, if you open up an file manager or an application, and if you maximize, you can see that it's only maximizing to the panel itself. But if you want to maximize it even further, then you can set a setting in the advanced settings of the panel. Just right click, go to panel settings, hit advanced, and there you can say reserve space and not covered by maximized windows. Uncheck this, click OK or close in this case, and maximize the window. As you can see here, now you have the panel still on the left, but the window maximizes further than the panel. So if you use this together with the minimize feature, you can maximize your window and then go to the left every time you want to start an application, and it will open up the panel, and you can start Audacious, for example, and play your favorite music or something. So this is basically my little configuration tutorial on the panel under Lubuntu 11.04, 10.10, or even basically it's a normal LXDE tutorial that works with every LXDE release basically. And yeah, this is how you can set up various different panel layouts, and I hope you enjoyed this screencast, and yeah, thanks for watching.